This is Family Matters with Reverend Faith Ndongo, and today we do things differently because she's on the bench. I am Catherine Wangare, and today we are going to be shedding more light on why the young people should embrace marriages. A few weeks ago, we were discussing on why the young people fear marriages, and today we are going to be continuing with that conversation and to show you that marriages do work. On the bench, we have Bishop Peter Ndongo and Reverend Faith Ndongo, and I'll allow them to introduce themselves and tell us what we are in the show.
Well, good to be here on Family Matters. We talk about marriage, family, and especially today when people have so many questions, concerns, if I may call them, on marriage. What is happening? Is marriage working and all that? So we'll talk about all these things, but it's good to have you joining us. Please let everyone know this is where to be and this is the right place to be. Thank you, and we look forward to working with you in this journey.
Well, hi viewers, I'm excited to be on the bench today, and I welcome you to this show also. We are always excited to talk about marriage because marriage is beautiful and marriage works. And I love it when we talk with the young people because we want to encourage them to get married, to settle down and to enjoy love. So welcome again. And thank you, Catherine. We are happy to be here.
Welcome so much to the show. I like the way you started off by saying you're encouraging them to get married and all that. And we have been noticing as the years are going by, we are getting fewer and fewer marriages. People, in fact, they're choosing to live together and not get married. And these are the young people out there. And personally, I admire your marriage, as in, and I think I normally tell you every other time, like I just admire your marriage. It's almost like a perfect marriage, although you keep telling us it's always not perfect. So I guess today we are going to be learning more about how you keep the smiles, how your marriage has been blooming, and why we should embrace it. Yeah, so I think the first thing coming from the top of my head when I think about marriage is I'm going to have to change. There are things in my life that the social norms, things that I'm used to, they're all going to have to change because in as much as I have either school and work and then home, now it's going to be school, work, and then there's a man or there's a woman, there are children and all that. And changing your mindset. For example, you know, the way when you're going to work, you have that mindset of working. You wake up at this time and you're going to work. Now, changing that mindset, like now I'll have to cook breakfast. See, I don't usually skip breakfast, but now I have to change that norm. And now I have to be making that breakfast for them. How do I embrace all the change? How do I accept that it's just going to change and not be the same? How did you accept change?
Wow, that's quite a big question, I must say. But why are we even encouraging the young people to get married? You know, and with your question in mind, is first of all, marriage is actually just cementing a love relationship that's already there. Because I'm imagining you're not marrying somebody that you met on the street today and then tomorrow it's like, okay, let's get married. No, there is already, by the time you are actually getting to that point, it's because there is somebody you love. And the ultimate goal of this love relationship between a man and a woman is actually to settle down together. Because that is actually how God ordained it. And also naturally, when what I've realized is that when people are in love, they want more and more to spend time together. They want to share a meal. They want to hang out together. In fact, sometimes they will be escorting each other in the evening, and this one escorts that one, and then the other one escorts them back. So naturally, this love relationship is blossoming to a place where the two of you actually would now want to share life even more, you see. And that is why it's not even something that one needs to worry about so much about the change, because actually you will find that more and more, if you love somebody, you want to share with them. You want to do them good. So even waking up to make breakfast, it's not like a duty, you know, like, oh, now I have an extra duty to do. It comes so naturally. And by the way, you already eat every day. And maybe In fact, when you're friends, you're even sharing meals a lot. You know,
I think
you're
that-
going out somewhere, eating together. Maybe the person visits you, you are even cooking. So now, the fact that now we are going to be living together,
Yeah.
yes, there will be change. But I would want to tell you or the young people that
Yeah.
I don't think it's something that should actually worry you, because it comes naturally.
Yeah.
For me, it just came naturally that now I have somebody that I love. I think I want to dwell on that. I love.
Yeah.
There is no love without giving. There is no love without sharing.
Yeah.
So if I love this person, leave alone even the breakfast. I will want their clothes to be okay, well ironed. I will want their shoes to be put in the right place. I will want their life to be better.
Yeah.
And so the idea of settling down, it just comes in increments actually. Slowly by slowly we adapt.
Yeah.
Just like even when you became friends, you kind of had to adapt to the fact that before you had this friend, you would you go to work and go home, hang out with your girlfriends maybe. But now there is somebody in your life and you're finding that you need to create space for them.
Yeah.
And so the change is not something that should worry
should
anybody. It
embrace
will
it.
just come. It will actually just come.
Bishop, maybe what would you comment on there? Because the change is also about losing the independence. I know, like for the guys out there, when they think about losing independence, now you have someone asking you, what are you doing? Where will you be going? Where, you know, how do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think for me, it goes back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Genesis. It's God who said it's not good
Yeah.
for man to be alone. And of course, man here means, either gender. It's not good to be alone. Leave alone being lonely, because you can be with other people, but you're lonely. But being alone. Why did he say that? It's because man was not created to be alone. He was created to have companionship, to have friendship, to have company, to talk, to share life, and to enjoy the company of each other. Today we are talking about technology. People are spending too much time on technology than actually sharing with the people and having time. Today if you call people just to come and talk, even leave alone issues of marriage, even 3-4 people just to come and talk. People talk for 5 minutes and they go back to their phone, and then for the next 1 hour they're on the phone. I think we are losing even the skills of relationship or relating, that people are not able to relate to each other, talk, share, just talk. I mean, when we were growing up, because we didn't have the phones, we didn't have a TV, we didn't have all this, even electricity. So we only would sit around the fire, and the whole evening people would be talking. A story here, a joke there, laughter, talk about the day, the food, farming, cattle, what, the neighbors and people in the village. I mean, people, and I think that's why we developed our skills and our ability to talk and share. Today, I believe I'm able to even preach or share with the people, and I can talk for hours because I grew up talking. Today, people are losing, children are losing that, young people are losing that. So I think people should not really overly be worried about my life is gonna change drastically. I mean, one thing you can't fight in life is change. Change will always happen, even whether you're married or not. There will always be change around you. Even the friends that used to be your friends, maybe when you're younger, maybe things have changed. You're growing older. And again, look at it now. Let's say you didn't get married, and here you're growing old. And now at 40, 50, that's when you feel like, now I really need somebody to be with me just to talk. The other day we met somebody who lost her husband, and I asked her a question because they were married for over 43 years. And I asked her, what do you really miss most about, your husband? Because they were married for over 43 years. And she said, and they were in ministry, business, all that. And she said, the one thing I miss is somebody I can talk to about things. Because the other people, when I go to work, we will talk about issues of work, business. But when we go back home, there are those things I cannot talk with the people at work. There they see me as the manager, as the director, as whoever their leader. So they come and say, oh, Mrs. So-and-so, what can we do here, whatever. But when you go back home now, you put your guards down and you can just talk about anything. And she told me that is very hard. So it's beautiful.
Yeah. And I think I catch what you're saying, especially when you say technology, because now that one is even opening a lot in my mind, because that's a very big factor in why the young people, they fear marriages. Because first of all, you see, when you use your phone, you'll see a lot of things. You'll see perfect marriages. In fact, 2 perfect marriages. And then at the same time, you're going to see marriages that are collapsing. And these ones, they are collapsing like you're fed with all the information. You know nowadays there is no privacy, there is nothing. The internet social media has made it just, it's chaos. Your life can be just out there, and it's out there for the public now. And these are people you don't talk to. Like now when I say, I love your marriage, and you people, you are like my mentors, I can just meet you up and talk to you. And then you can even tell me, no, it's not all that. There is this, there is that. But these people that we see on social media, we can't talk to them. Some of them will show us what they want us to see, so that we think it's too perfect.
You know why I can carry show? Because they show you the best.
Yes.
They don't show you when they're angry.
Yeah.
When they are not happy, when they are quarreling, when they are disagreeing, they don't show you that.
Yeah.
They will show you the the best. Oh, we are having a wonderful time. Look at the food. Look at the restaurant. Look at the hotel. Look at the car. Look at this. Look at the dress I'm wearing today. Look at the jacket. Look at the shoes. I mean, but that's not real life.
We bought land.
No, we are buying this.
No.
No. I think people need to come back to real life.
Yeah.
Marriage is about real life. It's about who you are. But these ones of, people on social media showing you what they want you to see, it's not real.
Yeah, it's giving us unrealistic expectations.
Yeah.
And when we were getting ready for the show, we somehow commented on money. Because now I know for young people, it's very easy for us to be brainwashed or believe everything that we are seeing. So you will tend to believe that if I have to build a home, if we have to build a home in future, if we have to do this, then money is key. That means I can't get into this marriage if there is no money, or if there are no. I was telling one of my colleagues, and she'll go after me for saying this, but I was trying to tell her that for me, money is like a mindset. There's a way you can talk to someone and wewe venye unafikiria wewe ni kama hata kama saizi hauna, inaonekana tu kuna mahali like your mindset is clicking, because you'll find most young people do not want to just get into marriage and then it's like you start thinking that maybe if I was alone ningekuwa I would be going up. But now, because I'm in a marriage now, there's nothing I can do. What would you comment on that? Because I know you have a lot going on as a couple. You've come from far. You have been growing. So what's
I'm actually thinking about social media still, because social media is really we must realize that people are trying to make money through social media. So people can put anything on social media. There are people who are doing all the ridiculous things, saying all the ridiculous things, bringing juicy stories there, but for the purposes of making money. People, as you say, also, and Bishop has said, others will show you how good it is, again, for them to create a picture. I don't think we can rely on social media to be able to gauge what life is all about. I'm there. I look at things, the short reels, the stories people are bringing. Those are very subjective stories, because, for example, somebody may even come and say, I've been living with a narcissistic husband. All of a sudden, like, the word narcissistic has become, like the word in town. And it is really being misused all over the place.
Maybe you tell us what that is.
Actually, I don't think I even want to try to define it, because it is too much out there.
I used it yesterday.
You see, there's a way the world just comes up with something and everybody now picks it up and runs with it. But when I listen to some of the stories, somebody saying my husband was narcissistic, I listen and then I'm thinking, I'm hearing your side. I have not heard the other side. Maybe if I sat and listened now to the husband, I would be shocked by the reality that he's in and the reality this lady is in. And I'm not denying that there are people who are narcissistic, who enjoy when somebody else is suffering and all those kind of things. I don't think I want to really get into that. It's a whole topic. But my point is this: social media is there. We are in that space of social media. We are not going back. backwards because that is where we are. Technology will continue growing. But we need to now have a sober perspective about life, where we are working with real people, like Bishop is saying, where we are talking with real people, with each other, and be able to put aside these social media issues and be able to look at real people and how they are working. When we were youth ourselves, we used to be encouraged to work with some married couples. Visit your pastor's family, visit even another family in church, and somebody else who is a believer, who are serious in their lives, and that is how we would actually learn. I would visit, some couples, and I'm in the kitchen with the lady, and I'm learning. How does she run her house? How is she taking care of her children? I think we are losing that, and I think there is a lot of mentorship right there. So I would want to say that we need to be careful about social media and all that goes in there, because it is not the real thing. People are being driven especially by the love of money. And of course, people want to make money, truth be told. So if whatever you write there or post there is trending, it is good for you. But then for me, I need to really filter it. So I would tell the young people, filter what is going on in social media. Coming to the issue of money, I think we have to go back to marriage and relationship and be able to say, what is the place of money? Because money has its rightful place, but if we put it first, so that we are thinking, I want to marry a guy who has money, then you're already laying the foundation of your marriage on the wrong thing. Because when the money will not be there, then that marriage will crumble, or the relationship. When even the money is there, it may become the source of now other problems, because it became our focus. And I would want to tell young people, we started our marriages with nothing. And many young people will not have much, honestly, when you're starting marriage. But what is the foundation of your relationship? The foundation of your relationship is that you love one another, that you want to do the right thing, you want to walk in integrity and in purity, and you want to make life with each other, whether there is anything or not. The truth is, God really honors the unity of two people that are married, because he says they become one. And actually, when you look at Adam and Eve, the Bible says he brought them together and he told them, go and multiply. Multiplication means they will even get money, they will acquire land, they will acquire children, they will, because we're taught to occupy and also multiply. So this occupying was also being able to settle down and acquire. And through marriage, you actually acquire things that you never even thought about. So please, for heaven's sake, don't put money first. Don't gauge a guy or a girl on the basis kama akona pesa ama hana. When I married him, he closed. Let me just tell you, because
Bishop has a mindset. Money.
He
a good one,
never saw that.
In fact,
let me tell you. Listen.
The first time
when I married him, he had 10 shillings in his pocket on the wedding day. And it is not a story, it is the truth.
It's a reality. It's a reality show.
He had closed his account. Why was he closing his account? Because his business was doing nothing. So
he had a business.
He had a business,
so
but now
money.
No, the business was looking down. Okay, to an extent that unafikiria unafunga account juu business iko sawa. So you can imagine, when I'm actually marrying him, I could easily decide he's a loser. I had a good job. This guy has closed his account because the business is doing nothing. And I would actually go and even look at that business and wonder, sasa hii itatusaidia namna gani? But let me tell you now that what you're seeing now of him, that he's forward looking, he's business minded. I didn't even know that at that point. But when you come together, God starts now to actually help us to complete each other. Because I'm there as his support system. Even now what is inside of him as a potential, it comes out. And I want to tell young people that is what marriage does. When you come together, the potential in you starts to come out because you are completing each other. You are encouraging each other. There is somebody to come home to. And they come and tell you, you tell them, today biashara ilikuwa baya, today boss amenikalia sana, today siku make any money, and they tell you we will make it together. Do you know that alone will start to make you blossom?
Wow.
So money will come later.
Na ni surprise.
I think if I can comment about money, money is good.
Yeah.
What is wrong, as the Bible says, is a love of money.
Yeah.
Is the root of all evil.
Yeah.
If you think about Adam and Eve, they didn't have any money. They were farmers.
Yeah.
You know,
Nothing.
just farming what to eat.
Yeah.
And kill an animal here, kill a goat or a chicken and eat. And they were not worried about money. Today, people are so worried about money and all those kind of things. But again, also money grows with the time.
Yeah.
It does.
It doesn't mean where you start, because people, the challenge is that people want to start up there. I mean, you can't start even building a house. You start from the foundation and you go up. So people want to start, I want somebody with $500,000 or 1 million in the bank or 10 million or
Atoe
whatever.
wapi?
You know,
unless ameuza karura ama ametuibia.
no, if you're lucky to have that kind of a person, that's
Good for you.
But again, you could also have somebody with 10 million in the bank, but your foundation is wrong.
That's right.
You find that actually the source of your problems will be the money.
Yeah.
How many people, they say even the divorce rate, when they do their research, a lot of people divorce because of finances.
That's
Not for lack of finances, but actually having money. So you find people can have money and the money becomes the problem. People can divorce because of money, because of communication, because of mistrust, because of all those things. So I think the right foundation should be the fear of God. There is trust in the marriage. There is love in the marriage, because again, when you say love today, love has been taken out of everywhere. And people, when you say love, everybody feels in and they think, oh, you mean this, you mean this, you mean this. But what is love? You know, even from the scripture, love is kind, is patient. It does not keep a record of evil. You forgive each other. You love each other the way the person is. You don't love them for what they have. You love them for who they are. But today people want to love somebody because of what they have. Are they driving? Where do they live? All those kind of things. But those are things that can change tomorrow.
Which family do they
Somebody
come
can
from?
have a good job today and they lose a job tomorrow.
That's it.
Will you stop marrying them? Somebody can be jobless today and tomorrow they have a very good job. So again, those are things that are very shaky, that you can't really base your marriage on what is temporary, what would change actually tomorrow in 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's just like marrying somebody for just, of course, beauty is good, the way somebody looks. Maybe today they are size what? Size 6
Size 8.
or size 8 or 10, whatever size. But you see, the person will not remain the same size
That's right.
forever. After a year or 2 or 3 or 5 years, the size 8 is now size 10. From 10 it is 12, and you're under
Then
it.
18.
Is this the is this the person?
Keeps going.
But if you love them just for the size, then you are lost.
You are lost.
Yeah.
And actually, maybe you need to look at their mother and father
Yeah.
to at least be able to tell what size they are likely to be.
Acha nijue venye kutaenda.
After several years, you see the mother, that's how she look like.
Because, people
You
start
can
out
see right
there.
there how it's going to go.
Their
Now,
size
we are not
4.
saying money is bad. We are not
Yeah.
saying social media is bad, but it's how we handle it. I love social media. I mean, it helps us to do a lot and even to communicate. I mean, and share and all that. I mean, we can't go back to the old days. But again, it's how we use it and how we handle it. Money is not bad, but what is our perspective? How do we look? What is our attitude toward money?
Yeah.
I think that's the most important.
I think when you talk about money, don't you think that maybe you can catch the mindset? Because what I think people fear when we talk about money is because you know yourself, like, in as much as I'm here today, I have a dream, I have this vision, I'm praying God to help me do this, to grow me in my workplace and that. But then your partner is, you just feel like hakuna hiyo, there's no that push. There's no hajiiti, hajitumi. Like
They are
you
lazy
can,
or
yes, they are
something.
lazy, yes. So they don't have that mindset. You'll always feel like you're going to drag me down. Like when I tell you, for example, here at Faith Today TV, and I'll just use myself as an example so that we don't target anyone. I'm here and my boss says that from next week, you're going to be in Mombasa. You're going to start another radio station over there. Just see how it's going to come up and all that. You see, if this other person has this mindset of ni lazy, haoni opportunities, like you can't grab anything, you're going to pull me down and even feed me things that your job is eating your time, is doing this. You're not seeing how I'm going to grow in that area. How do you think we should
I think
look
that
at
speaks
this?
somehow towards compatibility.
Yeah.
Because there is a certain level that we should be compatible.
Yeah.
And even as I say compatibility, I'm saying it carefully because also you will really never get somebody you are compatible in all areas of life.
Okay.
But there's compatibility in the sense of what do we value? So that as you are relating, because you're not relating in a vacuum, you are relating as life goes on, and you can identify. That's why there is need for that time of knowing each other, dating, to a place where now we can reach a place and say, from how we've been dating, now I feel I am comfortable. If there are red lights in any area, then it is something to consider. For example,
To consider or to stop? Like
to think about, like, do I want to move forward, or do I, why I'm talking of considering, there are things that somebody may not have matured into. By the way, we are all in a journey of maturing. And at this point, I'm thinking in your 20s and all that, you're still growing.
Yeah.
Truth be told, even in our 50s, we are still growing. But especially if, between early adulthood and getting into adulthood, there is still a lot of growth. Sometimes the things that will affect us is maybe where we are coming from. Maybe somebody is in a family where they were really not taught diligence, hard work, and yet maybe they can learn it. You get?
Yeah.
There are some things that we know people keep learning. And that's why I said when we get together, we complete each other. You are weak in this area, but I'm able to help you. I am weak in this area, you are able to help me. So that's what I'm talking about considering. But there is a red light that we should be, what we call the irreducible minimums.
Yeah.
In terms of, in this area, that one I can't move forward. So that as you relate, then when you realize this person is always pulling me down, they don't seem to understand my work. Maybe for them, they just want me to be around and they don't want me to move forward. Then it's something to think about.
Okay.
But when it comes to other areas where we are not compatible, an area of faith, we don't agree when it comes to our belief in God and serving God and how we walk, that this person is always pulling me maybe to impurity.
Yeah.
And for me, my value is purity and the fear of God. Those are some of the things I'm saying, the irreducible minimums. There are the other areas you can observe. And even as when I was single, there are guys that I tried to relate to, and then I realized, huyu hatuwezi kupelekana. Because maybe they see like I'm too high flying in their mind, and they would bring it out. Like I'm too ambitious. And obviously, as we continue, yes, I like the person, but it's like, I think ni kama huyu hatupelekani. So there is a place for saying, this one hatuende pamoja. But it is not a blanket.
Our time is far, far much gone, and this conversation is getting heated up. We have to continue on that, because I also want to hear what Bishop has to say about those, you're calling them red lights, we call them red flags. They're red and they're waving like this. So we'll pick this up, unless maybe you say a short bye-bye to our viewers, and then we close the show.
I think she has introduced a new vocabulary, the irreducible minimums. We'll talk more about that when we come back.
Thank you. Nice to have you here. This is a wonderful conversation, and it must continue. But I want to still say marriage is good and it works.
We'll pick up this conversation next week. Remember, this is Faith Today TV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and God bless you. Bye.